I am Whitney, and I am Por Lefi.
I am Joanne, and I am Por Lefi.
Hi, I'm Busime, and I am Por Lefi.
Hi, my name is Nicole, and I am Por Lefi.
So beauty to me is something that's not really only external. It stems from what you showcase from the inside. A person can be the most beautiful person ever, but if you come with a personality that's very negative or very just polarizing, no one's actually gonna wanna be around you. And no matter how beautiful you look, you're gonna push people away. So beauty is more than skin deep, it's from the heart.
Beauty is just anything that the person sees that is beautiful, that they understand is beautiful. So the saying, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Literally, if you think something is beautiful, that's all that matters.
It's just having self-love and self-confidence. Just being confident within yourself that just will reciprocate upon other people, and you're just gonna attract the right kind of people into your life.
Not just relying on other people to think you're beautiful, but having that self-awareness that you are beautiful, that you are enough, that you are wanted is what makes a person essentially beautiful. So again, just being aware of oneself, being your truest self, your most positive self is something that's always beautiful in my opinion.
Unfortunately, beauty is put at a standard that is measured by social media. So I think in my society, a lot of young girls or young people in general are looking up to people who aren't necessarily realistic and have beauty standards that aren't in everyday life. In our society, beauty tends to do with body shape, skin color, lip shape, and has a lot to do with money. And I think it's moved away from being beauty from within and has turned into what is beauty from the outside, the outer shell.
A lot of the things that we see aren't, like, they don't appear as they actually are. A lot of them are retouched, like Photoshop, all that good stuff. And even like simple apps like Facetune kind of alter people's images. So that can in turn alter the way that we see ourselves, because we look in the mirror and what we see is not what we see online. So it's like an instance where like your mind kind of plays games with you because you're like, I want to look a certain way, but I can't, you know, and it can affect your self-esteem if you don't really know yourself that well, because maybe you just want to be something that you're not.
I think that beauty is defined basically based on like trends. I feel like back then beauty was more like the skinny standard, where you have to be skinny looking like a model. And then like nowadays, looking at Instagram, you see kind of like the slim thick models on Instagram. So I think that beauty standards just kind of move and gravitate towards what's popular within society.
Beauty in our society is something that is unattainable and unrealistic and is expected for women to follow these constructed ideas of how we should look like, what we should eat, and how we should move about life. And cosmetic industries need for us women to feel insecure about ourselves to thrive. So it makes it easier for us to love ourselves, knowing that we are fed false realities.
So I think my journey to self-love is still occurring. I'm still on it. But what has triggered this, I guess, manifestation of understanding what self-love is definitely has stemmed from a past relationship. Coming out of that, I think being on my own, I was in a relationship for almost 5 years, and being on my own, I realized that in that relationship, I wasn't really indulging in self-love. So getting out of it, I think being able to just reflect on my own feelings, understanding that I have to only make myself happy and I don't really have to care about anybody else, was kind of the kickstart of understanding what self-love is.
It's like when I was younger, like when I was like a young child, I used to be like chubby or whatever, but like I never really cared about it because people around me didn't really care about it. But just having that being that way as a kid, it kind of shapes your personality as you get older, because being fat or whatever, you kind of have to have a personality or people are gonna make fun of you. So I always felt like I had to go the extra mile. And I often put other people's desires in front of my own. And to unlearn those things you kind of taught yourself subconsciously as a kid, to come into adulthood and like battle through like self-esteem issues in like teenage years and stuff like that. Coming into adulthood and being like, yo, I am who I am, and I'm gonna wake up myself every single day. I might as well love who I am.
For me, it's been more, I don't know, I just kind of found my confidence and my self-love just through positive affirmations. Just telling myself that I'm beautiful, I'm, you know, confident. Just giving myself that positive affirmation, that's kind of like skyrocketed my confidence.
I think I've always been a person that never hated themselves but never fully loved themselves. So I kind of tolerated myself, kind of liked myself, but never really fell in love with myself like I am in right now. And I can remember being about 14 years old and just freaking out because I had found out I had stretch marks. And even that journey of like freaking out over stretch marks to being okay with them took time, and just moving from a place of tolerating having stretch marks to a place of loving my stretch marks took time and a different perspective about what I can't change and just loving what I cannot change about myself.
One thing I would tell girls that struggle with loving themselves is that, listen honey, one day you'll get there. Like we said, it's a journey, not a destination. So it's gonna take time, it's gonna take work, it's gonna take effort, but it's all gonna be worth it, you know? And just because things are hard right now or you feel less than worthy, just wake up every single day and tell yourself that I am worthy and I deserve the best that life has to offer me, you know? Whether it is telling yourself affirmations daily, like I'm worth more than gold and blah, blah, whatever you have to say to yourself to kind of amp yourself up, keep speaking it until you believe it, because one day it's gonna be real.
For anyone struggling with self-love, I think taking yourself out of negative situations is the first thing. Surround yourself with people who have a sense of confidence that you would like to achieve as well. So don't be around people that put you down, or don't be around people that don't seem to be in a space that you want to achieve one day.
Don't feel pressured by what society tells you. There is no standard looks for beauty. Everybody comes in different shapes and size. There's different looks for every girl, and you just gotta find that balance between self-love, being self-confident, and not too arrogant, but you know, just find that balance. It takes time, but you will get there.
Talk to someone who can help you and not just do a bunch of things at once or make up a self-care routine that you have to do tonight or you have to do in the morning, but figuring out one little thing that you could do every single day with patience and grace so that you can come to a place of loving yourself.